Hey guys, so good evening. I don't know if you heard me try to practice my intro, but we're back again for another Stocks by Request. And if you're new to this channel, this is me analyzing the top stocks that you guys have sent out via social media. So if you're new to this page, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and smash that bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing, about the stock market, because I just really have one goal in mind. The goal and the narrative of why I create videos like this is so that I can share my ideas, give you the logic, the flow, and the strategy of why I do what I do, and so that in turn you get to analyze it. This is not me giving stock tips, this is not me giving you fish. The goal and the heart of this channel is me educating you so you learn how to fish on your own. So if you guys have other stocks that you guys want to be analyzed, put them in the comment section and we're gonna try to make more videos on top of that. But I have a list of videos that I've created over the past few days already. You see Jollibee there, you see BDO there. I also talked about All Home. I talked about the index. I talked about GT Capital. I talked about FGen. I talked about Ayala Land. I talked about also Double Dragon and how it moved in terms of its IPO. So you can just look for the other videos that I posted in the past as some sort of context also if you want them, if you want to see where they are in the grand scheme of things. So if you like any part of this video, appreciate it if you could like, because it helps the YouTube algorithm show this to more and more Filipinos. So as you can see in the title, we're gonna talk about MPI. And for those who've been following me for quite some time, I've labeled MPI as a defensive stock. I've labeled MPI as a stock that, as you all know, is pretty much connected to the Pangilinan group of companies, to the MVP group, to Manny Pangilinan. And what I like about it is when you have a defensive company, you have something that could withstand downturns in the economy. And let's look at its segments. No? They have hospitals, they have toll roads, they have Meralco, and they have Maynilad, which all of which no, looks very, 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 very defensive. And also, you could put part of the toll roads their construction segment. Now, one of the reasons why it has dropped, and let me show the charts for you first, so that I can analyze it all together with you guys. If you look at this, MPI has dropped massively from the start of 2016, where it hit one of its highest points at around 7 pesos per share, to its lowest point, 2.27, which majority of the stocks hit last March 2020. And one of the reasons why it was down, let me just segment everything, was Manila MPI was already down because of Maynilad. And it came before all of this. It came before the coronavirus. One of the reasons why it was down, as you all know, was the announcement of the president that he didn't want to renew the contracts of Maynilad and Manila Water. And that being said, as you all know, MPI owns a significant chunk of shares in Maynilad. That was negative. That was a negative piece of information that number one, they won't be able to get the money that they won from the arbitration. Number two, aside from them not getting the money from the arbitration case, they won't be able also to get their increase. So that's already lost revenue for them. Plus the threat of them not having not having their franchises renewed, or it will be cut off. This 2022 gave uncertainty. And if you followed the videos that I've created, I've been saying that investors don't like uncertainty. Investors do not thrive in uncertainty. That they'd rather stay in cash, not not knowing what will happen in the future. And that's what caused the sell down here. So if you look at it, this happened somewhere around late last year. So if you notice it, boom, large sell down, it somehow moved up, then it pushed down again. But if you would like me to analyze more of the news also, all of those things are basically connected to, not in their business model because the company is earning well, but they're basically connected to uh, something that's very political. Now, if you've been following the news, you said you would see President Duterte, you'd see Duterte say a lot of good things about both Manila Water and Manila. That's why in the same way also Manila Water and Ayala Corporation have also gone up in price. And then if you fast forward to his recent disclosures, President Duterte said that I would like to thank Manny Pangilinan and the Ayalas for helping out, for donating and contributing to whatever's happening during the corona pandemic. And then there was another piece of news also from last week that President Duterte was okay with the current deals, the current structure of the new water concession assignment or alignment. So that removed a lot of the uncertainty, that removed a lot of the fears about what could possibly happen for Manila Water and Manila. And because of that, we have price action. Please remember, over the short term, investors in the market, regardless if they're retailers or funds, react based on news that could possibly be either optimistic news that will cause them to buy, or pessimistic news that will cause them to sell. The more hope that they get, the bigger the shot that they will buy. The more negative it is, the more they would also want to sell and get out of that position or whatever predicament that there is. So let's look at the charts all together. So if you look at this, I'll analyze this from number one, a position trading standpoint, as what I normally do, and a quick trading standpoint, as what we've been doing also in the previous videos. So I took the liberty already of plotting the support and resistances for MPI. If you want to see how I plot it, you can just look at the previous videos that I would create. And that's how I normally do it. And a lot of people, by the way, have been asking, how do I analyze my stocks? What's my favorite parameter in what is it? Is it ADX? Is it RSI? Is it MACD? Is it stochastics? Do I use Fibonacci? Do I use Bollinger Bands? Is it MACD? Is it moving average? Is it me analyzing chart patterns? Is it me using Elliott wave? At the end of the day, my favorite still is drawing support and resistance. It's amazing. Everything from moving averages to Fibonacci to Bollinger Bands, they're still under the context of support and resistance, and that's why I love it. So I use support and resistance as my main. Then if I'll add certain layers of analysis towards it, it's just for me to enhance it. But using support and resistance, normally buhay na ako just by it alone. Now, this is what I plotted. You would see here the resistances that we have right now is 3.8 pesos, 3.63, 2.66, and 2.27. So 3.8 resistance, 3.63 resistance, 2.66 support, 2.27 support. Now, looking at it, there was a large move by MPI again today. If you try to sum it up now from the end of May, MPI started to massively move up from 2.66 to 3.66. If I'll measure that particular move, just its move from 2.6 to 3.66, that was already a 37% move up just in, say, 2 weeks. That's pretty impressive. That's a large move. That's something that's so interesting. And if you try to at least put shorter support and resistances here, I'd put one here, then another one here. So you have a 3 peso support and a 3.3 support level, which are shorter support and resistance levels. And if you attended my Stock Smart sessions, or at least attended or read any of my books, I would always tell you that the shorter it is, the weaker it is, the longer it is, the stronger it is. So the context there is those two support and resistances that I've posted were generally weaker support levels. But now, that being said, we have MPI close to the resistance at 3.65. So if MPI drops down, I wouldn't be surprised if there would be some sell-offs, because people also love to take profits. But that being said, it's moving under the context of the good news that it's currently experiencing. Please do note that MPI is a solid company in terms of its fundamentals. Please do note that Meralco is a recession-proof company. Please do note that at the height of the lockdown, people were consuming electricity, people were consuming water, and hospitals at the end of the day is still a very, very defensive company. I think if you would just base everything on what's happening from the coronavirus, I think the toll road segment was the one that hit a snag, because since a lot of people are not traveling, then toll road collections would be lower. But as the economy starts to open again, you would expect that again to rise. I think it will be one of the fastest ones to rise again as we start to open up the economy, because people will have to go through all of those toll roads for them to be able to assume and continue normal life, or at least their normal business operations, when you add everything together. So there, we've all I guess I wanted to say that we've all made it clear that MPI is a fundamentally sound company. That the reason why it went down was not because pangit yung negosyo nila, was not because their clients have left them, their customers have left them, or there's something, the business is mismanaged. No, it's a really good business. It's just that there's a lot of things that were out of their control that led the stock to go down. And now that those factors, those hindrances, or at least those news items that caused the company to be negatively impacted, are now out of the window, it's now back to how good the company is. Is it undervalued? Because let me answer this. At 2.27, I'm very, very sure that MPI was super undervalued. At 4.7 alone, I really believe that it was already undervalued last year. That the businesses that they have with Meralco alone made it undervalued at 4.7 pesos per share. So putting it at 2.7, putting it at 2.27, putting it at 2.7, knowing that all of the fears for Manila is out of the window, then it becomes a really, 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 really cheap company. And with all of the fears of MPI out, everyone just sees it for its value, for its growth, for its defensive nature. Then it becomes a really, really good company to hold on to. Now, that's the fundamentals. Let's go back to the technicals of the stock. The stock is at the resistance. If selling will happen, people will take profits. Please do note, from the 2.27 support, it's already up 61%. From the 2.66 support, it's already up 37%. So there will be people that will take profits. So if it falls over the next few days, don't be surprised, because it's part of the game. Stocks normally drop after they hit certain resistances. Stocks normally fall when selling pressure happens, no matter what the fundamentals of the company is. It's still always supply and demand for the short term. Now, that being said, if it breaks past the 3.65 level, the next possible target price for it is the 3.8 resistance. And then after the 3.8 resistance, if it breaks past that, the next possible resistance that we could see is we could see the stock go back to 4.4. And that's interesting, because at 4.4, it brings it back to where it was before all of these issues started. And please do note, we have the 200-day moving average, the 200-day resistance at the 3.8 peso level. So at the 3.8 peso level, we may experience a heavy level of selling. Should it break past 3.8, then we suddenly see MPI start to massively reverse, not just for the short term, but for the mid and long term. Because a company that has amazing fundamentals, a company that's so defensive, a company that all of the things that caused it to go lower before is now out of the window. And as it's out of the window, the main goal for you is just to follow how cheap it is, how good it is, and the growth potential for the stock as a whole. So 3.6 resistance, failure to break out from the 3.6 resistance may cause it to retrace the support levels that I mentioned. But a breakout from the 3.6 resistance will bring it to 3.8, which is where the 200-day moving average is. And a breakout from that 200-day moving average would cause it to reverse. And a breakout of the 200-day moving average would bring it to the next resistance at the 4.4 level. So just to repeat everything, 3.6 resistance, 3.8 resistance, and it coincides with the 200-day moving average. Breakout from that will bring it to 4.4. Failure to break out from 3.6 may cause MPI to either consolidate with a range of 3.6 to 3.2, 3.2 support, 3.6 resistance, or it may cause it to retrace at another lower level. So that's where we are in terms of it from a quick trading standpoint. But I would like you to really watch out for the 200-day moving average, because the 200-day moving average will dictate whether the stock is reversing or not. And as you all know already, things are looking better from a sentiment perspective, and things are looking better also from a price perspective. And if I'll plot in all of the moving averages here as well, short, mid, and long term, all of the moving average have turned bullish. If I'd add MACD, also MACD is also bullish with momentum. So the candlestick that we're seeing that's bullish is being supported by the bounce from the range and the breakout from the short-term support resistance levels, the breakouts from the moving averages, and the price and momentum indicators that we have. So basically, what we're seeing right now is MPI with all of the negative news being removed from the stock. All we're seeing also now is MPI being an undervalued company that has been battered down and has started to move up. We are seeing MPI as a stock that has bounced and has broken out, but is now at a certain resistance level. So that's MPI from a fundamental and technical point of view. I hope that this gave you enough insight, for you to be able to decide where MPI generally is. So please remember that companies, when there's a lot of negative information, people sell them down. But once those negative information is out, they see it for its value and people start to buy. And that's one of the reasons why MPI has massively moved up. So I hope you got a lot from this video. I hope that this is something that gave you enough insight in terms of analyzing the stock. And if this helped you, put it in the comment section that I'm learning. I appreciate it if you could press the like button as well to show this video to more and more Filipinos. And if you'd like to know more about stock investing, I have 2 online courses. One is with Chinkee Tan. It's called Stock Market for Everyone. It's a Tagalog stock market course. Then I have another course with Sean Si. It's called Make Money, Grow Money. It's about entrepreneurship and investing. Then I have 5 books. Links are in the description. Those are 5 books that you can order via Shopee, or you can order via an online store. So you just click the link in the description for the books to be sent wherever you are in the world. And I have a Patreon account. I have also other accounts that if you'd like to support it, the links are in the description below. And then Stock Smarts Manila, we're gonna proceed. SMX, they gave us a green light under the new GCQ rules. So you'll be updated via email for those who signed up for it, for all of the things that you need to know. But I'm excited because this will be our first Stock Smarts classroom session for the year. We haven't really done anything for the past 6 months, and I'm excited to meet all of you. So there. So I guess that's it for now. If you guys have any other questions, suggestions, or any other stocks that you guys want me to analyze, put them in the comment section. #stocks by request, so we get to analyze them with you. And that's it. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.